All right, so everybody, this is a guided walkthrough for the Bandit 9 level from the Bandit CTF Labs on overthewire.org. The first thing we need to do is we need to log into the level. It's going to ask for a password. Remember, everybody, keep your passwords handy and then paste in the password. Okay, so what is going on in this level? Let's take a look. So we've got a data.txt file again, and we're just going to go over to the level goals page to figure out what we need to do for this level. So this is going to be level 9 to level 10. All right, so the level goal here says the password for the next level is stored in the file data.txt in one of the few human readable strings, preceded by several equal sign characters. So what are we talking about in this level? Let's talk about the concept of binary data in text strings. So in general, the contents of most computer files can be roughly divided into two types. So either binary data, which is intended to be read by software or by computers, and text strings, which are intended to be read by humans. So data in text are the two data types, or the two types of things you can find in the files. So if you read a binary file using a standard command, you're not going to be able to read what comes out. So for example, we're reading a file inside of our Windows machine here, and it's not something we can read because it's not intended to be read by people. So this is where the strings command comes into play. And the strings command is used to return human readable text from files. It is often used to find text inside of files that contain both text and binary data. So sometimes there are in most data files, you'll also see little strings of text. Okay, so we're going to be using the strings command to read a file that has a lot of binary data, but also has little strings of text. So let's go ahead and do that. So strings is a very easy command to use. You just need to use the command itself, which is called strings, and then the file to extract the strings from, which in this case is going to be the data.txt file. So over here, we've got the data.txt file. Let's just take a look at what is in the first little bit of the data.txt file with the head command. So there's just a bunch of gibberish. So we're going to use the strings command to extract all of the human readable strings out of this, the output of this file. So we're just going to run strings on data.txt. So this is okay. This is okay. We got a bunch of strings, but what we need to do is we need to follow what the level wants us to do, and the level wants us to do this. So one of the few human readable strings preceded by several equal characters over here. So if we want to extract the equal characters within the strings, we need to do command piping. So we're going to use command piping with the grep command. So we're going to use the grep command along with the strings command, and we're going to chain them together with command piping. So here, go ahead and go up to the top. Okay, so we're going to run strings on data.txt. Then we're going to do the command pipe, and we're going to use the grep command. So the grep pattern that we're looking for is going to be the equal signs over here. So when we use special characters as part of the grep command, we have to make sure that they're encased in quotes. either single quotes or double quotes. Otherwise, we could have some weird output from the Linux terminal. So after the pattern we're looking for, that's all we need to do. Because we're taking the input for grep from the strings command over here, this is all we need to do. So whatever's going to come out of the strings command, we're going to run the grep command on it afterwards and look for this pattern. So 4 equal signs. Let's run the command. Okay, so this is what we get. So it says the password is this. So because we were able to get the strings out of the file and then grep for the equal signs, we got the password. So let's go ahead and copy this. Everybody keeping track in chat, that's what the password is for next level. Okay, let's write a little after action report over here before we finish the level. So the username was Bandit9, the password was this. The method of solve here was need to use the strings command to output human readable strings from the data.txt file, and use the use the grep command to only return lines with a specific pattern by using command piping. Okay, so the command we use is this. So it's going to be strings data.txt grep into command, so pipe into grep for the equal signs, and that's it. All right, everybody, this was a guided walkthrough for Bandit level 9 from the Bandit CTF Labs from overthewire.org. If you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on the like and subscribe buttons on the video and leave a comment underneath the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out!
Hey there, HackerFrogs! Are you enjoying this workshop? Learning new concepts and skills? If so, there's a way you can support the channel, and it's totally free. Just click on the subscribe button below the video. Also, click on the like button. And if you have questions or comments on this workshop, please leave them below the video. Thanks for listening. And now, back to our scheduled programming.